All right, so the city block is 450 feet long. How many yards is the city block? All right, so what's important in this question? What did you guys highlight? Lauren.
I highlighted this.
All right, what else is important? Damaje.
I highlighted many yards.
Okay. All right, and we ultimately are trying to find out how many yards are in the city block. All right, so please tell me, how do I solve this problem? What number is going underneath the division house? What number is going on the outside? Ellie.
Maybe they have to protect this 150.
Okay. And then this is really important because if you don't know how many feet are in a yard, how are we going to solve this problem? Because if we put 1 out there, we're going to get the same answer, right? And that should tell you, okay, that's not right. So how many feet are in 1 yard? Logan.
3 feet is in
All right, so we're actually dividing by 3. Okay? All right, how many times does 3 go into 4? Jaser.
1 time.
1 time. And now I'm going to bring my 5 down. How many times does 3 go into 15? Kaden. 5 times. And then I'm going to bring my 0 down. So please do not forget to do this, guys, because this is still a step. There is still a number there, right? So we can't just forget about that 0. What do we multiply 3 by to get 0? Raise your hand. Leah. Nothing. So it's a 0. So our answer for this one is 150 yards. Who? Yep, and that's why we're going over these. So it's 150 yards. Also, if you said 15, does that answer make sense?
No.
If it was only 15? Would you, so this is a yard. So 15 of those. Is that a very big city block? That's like what, half a house? It's not very big. So kind of take a second and say, does my answer make sense? That's a big thing that we have to learn to do this year. Ask yourself, does my answer make sense? All right, thumbs up if we did all right on this one. Okay, cool. All right, if you did it, please make sure you do get the right information written down. That is why we're going over these, okay? All right, the next one. Mr. Morales has to make a car payment every month. He pays $1,920 for an entire year of car payments. How much does Mr. Morales pay, or how much it should be paid each month? What's important in this question? Jaser.
One thing that's important in this question is every month.
Yes, so he's making a payment every month. All right, what else is important? Bentley. So he pays $1,920 for the entire year, right? So that's also really important to realize that that's for the whole year. That's not for 1 month. Logan, what's the last thing? Okay. So how much does he pay? And each month is really important. All right, so how am I setting this up? How am I going to set this up? Where's Gavin? Gavin, we talked about this one yesterday, right? So what number goes underneath? Okay. Now, Gavin, what number goes on the outside? Why? Yes, it's how many months are in a year. So if you didn't divide by 12, it's going to mess up your problem. Okay? So kind of using the context that you know. All right, how many times can I multiply 12 to get 1? 12 to get 1. Jordan. How many times can I multiply 12 to get 1? 0. How many times can I multiply 12 to get 19? 1 time. All right, that gives me 7. I'm going to bring down my 2. How many times do I multiply 12 to get 72? Colton. 6 times. All right, and then I got to bring down that 0 again. What do I multiply 12 by to get 0?
You multiply 12 by...
What do I multiply 12 by to get 0? All right, so he pays $160 every month.
It's a cheap car.
Maybe. Or he's just got a really good interest rate. I don't know. All right, again, making sure you're not forgetting that 0, because how many of you guys got the answer of 16? Okay, $16 a month. Does that make sense for a car payment?
Absolutely not.
I mean, maybe. I don't really know, but I've been alive for a long time and I've never paid $16 a month for a car. So, I mean, it could be possible. I just haven't seen it. All right, let's go down to the next one. So Carla shares her Halloween candy with 3 other people. Carla has a total of 163 pieces of candy after trick or treating. How many pieces will be left over after dividing the candy evenly? All right. What's important in our question? What's important in our question? Rayvon. What's important in the question? I think that's what you said. Shares with 3 other friends. Okay. And what? So you're including her or not including her? Okay. How many of you guys agree that we're including Carla? So how many of you guys divided by 3? How many of you guys divided by 4? It's about a mix. Okay. All right. What else do we know? What's also really important in this question?
How many pieces will be left over?
Nope. Something before that. This is really important that we know this number. Jordan. 163. Sorry. Yes, 163. All right, and then Logan, what's important?
How many pieces will be left over after dividing?
Keywords there are left over. So what ultimately are we looking for? Stop talking. What are we looking for back there? Or for this question?
I'm looking for the remainder.
Yes, you are looking for the remainder. All right, so we're going to do 163. And you guys, how many of you guys divided it by 4? Okay, how many of you guys divided it by 3? All right, so let's try both. I'll try both, and then we'll see what makes more sense. All right, so we're gonna divide by 4. How many times does 4 go in 16? Or I guess 1, we already know. So 16. 4 times. Bring down my 3. How many times can I multiply 4 by to get 3? Josh, 0 times. So for this one, the remainder is 3. Okay, so she has 3 pieces left over. All right, the other way, 163 divided by 3, I'll ask again. If she's sharing it with 3 other friends, are we including her? Yes. So if you did divide it by 3, that's not right. Okay? Because it says sharing with other friends. If it just said Carla shared it with 3 friends, it would be 3. But because it's 3 other friends, that you gotta be careful of your keywords. So 3 pieces left over. All right, last one for your homework, or from your homework last night. It says the Statue of Liberty is 3,660 inches tall. What is the height of the Statue of Liberty in feet? So what is important in that first sentence? Colton.
3,660 inches.
Tall. Okay. What's important in the question? What's important in the question? Let me get some new friends. Because there's only 2 people that didn't do it, so everybody else should have their hand raised. I'm not asking you to solve the question, I'm just asking you to tell me what's important. What's important? Alright, Ravion. Okay, so we got that part. What's important in the next part?
That it says in
Yes.
feet.
So,
To know how much inches of 1 foot.
yes. So we're looking to find out how big it is in feet, but we got to know how many inches are in 1 foot. Ellie.
12 inches are in 1 foot.
All right, so I'm going to do 3,660 divided by 12. All right, what can I multiply 12 by to get 3?
3.
Nope. What can I multiply 12 by to get 3? Can't. Now, what do I multiply 12 by to get 36?
3.
Yes. Okay. All right, bring down my 6. Now, what can I multiply 12 by to get 6? What can I multiply 12 by to get 6? Can't do it. So what do I put up here in my answer? Allie?
You have to put the 0 to multiply by 5.
Well, you have to put the 0 up there for your place because remember, this is a place value right here. We can't just eliminate that place value in our answer, right? So you have to put your 0 there. Stop tapping. Now we bring down our 0 and we say, well, what do we multiply 12 by to get 60? Why is that funny? It's not, so stop. I need new friends. Like, I love my friends that are volunteering today, but I need some new ones. All right, Maddie. 5. All right, so there are 305 feet in the Statue of Liberty. All right, take this, turn the page in your notebook, go to the next blank left side, and please title it Long Division Word Problem Practice. And today's date, which is 9/14. No, I said the next blank left page. Guys, if your next page is a right page, cross it off and move to the next blank left page. But can you wait till I give directions for this and then go? Okay. So again, you're not writing on the right side. Did I write in my notebook on the right side? No. Cross that page off if it's a right. Turn the page and start on the left. Y'all got to start doing that. So that's your homework for the class, right? Turn the page right.
I'm on the left side.
All right, please put your name on your homework from last night, if it's not on there already. I need you to turn it into the second period then. So you are turning in your homework sheet from last night. Yeah, use one of these. This doesn't require you to talk. Just turn it in, second period Ben. If you gotta move those rulers, please move them. It's because you weren't done with it, right? Originally.
But also, people behind my table, they like squeeze my neck. I don't know who did it, but they decided
They're
to push
putting.
my neck.
All right, that's fine. I'll address it real quick. Outside, both of you. All right, I'm going to give you two options today. You may do your work on this piece of paper. If you feel like this is not enough room for you to do your work, which for some of us, this may not be. You might start with the first one and be like, okay, I don't have enough room. Or you can do your work in your notebook. I do not care. I really don't. What I care about is being able to see and understand your work, right? Also, what I care about is the annotation of your word problems. So you're highlighting or underlining with the pencil, it doesn't really matter. Whatever you feel most comfortable doing. You may work around the room. You may stay in your seat. I'm gonna give you about 20 minutes to work on these, and then we're gonna come together and go over them. If you do not finish in that 20 minutes, that is fine. I just want you to do the best you can, okay? So again, you may move around the room, you may stay in your seat. If you're deciding to sit in one of the chairs around the room, there are clipboards over here. You may use a clipboard. Any questions? Yes, you are highlighting, either with a highlighter or you're using a pencil, doesn't matter. Any other questions? All right, go ahead, get started. Yeah. We're not talking and we're not working together though.
It goes that way now.
Just one person at that table, okay?
When it says 18 liter, it doesn't mean by how many people it can fit or how
No,
many meals it
18
has.
meals. Yep.
Miss Kitty, I have a question. Like, whenever you get like to the end right here, what you gotta do is when I go to my tutor, she said add a zero on that distance.
So that's with decimals, but remember, you're dealing with money here, right? So technically, you're gonna add a decimal here and put a decimal there and a zero and bring it down. Does that make sense?
Is it okay if I use this strategy? Our old teacher taught us it's divide, multiply, subtract, check.
I don't care, but don't do your work on this paper because you clearly don't have enough room. So do it in your notebook.
Thank you.
There's a long line if you're asking to go to the bathroom. Okay.
Can I use my iPad for
No. No. That one should be more than 20.
You might want to check.
I'm not checking every problem. I mean, if you have a question, I can help you, but I'm not gonna check every problem because we're gonna go over it.
What do I do?
What do you mean, what do you do?
Because when I was out there, I was explaining them.
Solve the problems. So you're solving it. I recommend doing it in your notebook because that's gonna not be enough room. And you have to annotate it. So you can either highlight it or use your pencil to highlight it that way. Bless you. Bless you. I mean, ultimately, you're not gonna do that on the AG or anything. It's like whatever is in the room is what you can use for your quizzes and your tests. You won't have that option on the EOG. So you need to get used to trying to figure it out. If nothing else, to repeat it again. Like, do this. Obviously, that's going to be a pretty high number. I would not read them in your notebook or on this sheet of paper because like how much money you don't know. Right? So 18, let's start with, let's do 7. Okay? If that's going to be a struggle for you, then do 18 out of 7. Okay? Yes. Oh, yeah. You're doing it on here, which is nowhere in right? So did you get confused when you moved up over there? That's wrong. And think about it. 18 times 8 does not give you, remember? We can practice for how many days, like start with the very first number and put an X if it doesn't work. Okay? So like, see on here, it doesn't work, so I put an X. Doesn't work, so I put an X. That way I'm keeping myself in order so that I'm not getting a crazy number for the price of one higher, right? Yeah, that's, and it should be 9. So erase that, do it in your notebook. Okay, and put your baby X's. I know that it feels very like elementary, but I promise you, you'll thank me later.
We never did that.
Okay, even better. Now it's gonna be the perfect middle school strategy. Put your X's up there. And go, like if you need to, sweetie, cover up just one number at a time. Okay? Somebody is out. Guys, I'm not really sure how 3 of you are on that cushion and why I see you guys talking. So one person on the cushion, the other 2 need to go. Don't ignore me. That means get up and move. I don't care who does it. Just do it, please. Marley just left, so when she comes back. Okay, what's your question? What's your question? Oh, that one we don't have. So just figure out how many students would fit on a choice. Don't worry about the which statement test is we forgot to add a statement, so don't worry about those. Just do the division. So bring your bring your 2 down there. Yep. Guys, for number 5, if you get there, disregard the actual questions, just do your division. For number 5, disregard the which statement best explains, because when we copied it over, we didn't put the answer choices down. There's one person in front of you right now. Just put it over there. It belongs to Logan. Give it what? What? I can't hear anything you're saying. Okay, which one? What? I don't. Guys, when you say I need help, I need more than just I need. Like, what is the problem that you need help with? Like, don't just tell me that problem. What is the problem within the problem? How do I help you if you're just like, I need help? Okay, well, first and foremost, 8 times nothing gives you 1. So if you're not doing that, that's a problem, right? So stop doing it on this piece of paper. And why is it glued in? I didn't tell you to glue it in. Lord, sweet baby Jesus, Lord. Okay, don't rip it out because you're gonna rip the whole page out. So for number, what is that, 4? Do it on that page and do it where you actually have some room. Go step by step in your division. If 8, nothing times 8 gives you 1, put an X on it and slide over. Go from there. Is she back? Yes, she's back. You're going after Maddie. Huh? I don't know what you need help with. Everything is fine so far. No, just do your multiplication. You're doing it right, son. There's nothing I can help you with that I'm not giving you the answer. So do repeated addition, do multiplication, but your process so far is correct. Baby, guys, there's like 15 people in front of everybody going to the bathroom. So no, sit down. Stop talking. And why are we sitting together again? What was my rule with y'all two? Maddie, go to the bathroom. Okay, I think we have like a minute, 58 seconds, so you can just go back to your seat. Guys, we have 50 seconds left before we're gonna start going over these. There's a box over there, there's a box over there, and I think there's a box in the back. All right, go ahead, start heading back to your seat. Got about 10 seconds left. All right, let's head back to our seats so we can start going over this. It is okay if you're not done. It is okay if you have only finished one. It's okay if you finish two. We're gonna go over this together, okay? Ooh, it's okay. Just pick 'em up. You're good. You can pick them up. All right, guys. So it's really important when you're solving word problems to understand the context of what the question is talking about, right? So this first one has given students in my first and second period some problems, and I think it's just because we don't know the context per se. So sometimes you got to skip a problem and move on and come back to it, right? Because let's not spend 20 minutes on one problem getting super frustrated and being like, oh my goodness, I'm terrible at math. That's not true. You just don't necessarily understand the context of this question. All right, so that's the mindset we need to start building in ourselves as well. So your pencils are down at this point. We're not working anymore. We're gonna start going over these. All right, the other thing, hopefully you guys noticed that as you were working through these problems, there's not enough room on your paper. So hopefully you guys moved onto this paper. If you didn't, that is fine. That is your choice. All right, so number one. It says, a truck driver, come on. Okay, a truck driver had to replace all of the tires on his 18-wheeler. Now, that first sentence is really important for a couple of reasons. How many of you guys know what an 18-wheeler is called? Okay, so the fact that only a few of us actually know what an 18-wheeler actually is a context issue. An 18-wheeler is what, Colton? It's a semi-truck. How many of you guys have seen a semi-truck? How many of you guys know what a semi-truck is? See the difference? Had we said a semi-truck, you probably would have found this problem a lot easier. But would you have known how many wheels were on it? Okay, so again, there's reasons for everything. So don't get caught up and get frustrated with one question because of context. That's my point with this question. All right, if the total cost or total charge was $1,776 and each tire cost the same amount, bless you, how much did each tire cost? So obviously, in our first sentence, we need to know that he had to replace all the tires. And there are how many? How many tires are there? Jaser? 18. All right. The next sentence, it says, if the total charge was. So knowing that this is our total tells us that's what we're going to be dividing. And it also tells us that each tire was the same amount. Okay, and we have to figure out how much was one tire. So in my notebook, I have my division house, and I'm putting 1,776 under my division house and 18 on the outside. Now, do not forget, we're talking about money here. So that's gonna make us probably add some decimals if this doesn't go in evenly. Raise your hand. What do I multiply 18 by to get 1? Raise your hand. What do I multiply 18 by to get 1? Bentley? Nothing. What do I multiply 18 by to get 17? Ellie? Can't do it. Now, how many of you guys got tripped up on this question because you started putting your numbers above 1? Okay. I model putting these X's for a reason, right? So if you're struggling with your placement, that's why you need to, if I'm putting X's and it helps you, you need to do it when you're independently working. All right, so now, the first challenge of this problem, second challenge really. 177. We have to figure out how many times 18 goes into that. Most of us cannot do that in our head. So I'm going to take 18, I'm gonna put it out to the side. And 177 is a pretty big number, right? So what number do you think I should start figuring out multiplying 18 by? What do you guys think? Brandon,
9.
you wanna start with 9? Did you start with any other number below 9? Did anybody else start with a number below 9? Demaje, what'd you start with? 5? Okay, let's do 5 real quick, okay? So let's say I start with 5. All right, so I'm gonna do my multiplication. 8 times 5 is gonna give me 40. That gives me 90. Obviously, I can go a lot higher, right? And Zoe, sit up. We're not sleeping in my class. So therefore, this is why it's good to show your work and not try to do it in your head. So obviously, I can go a lot higher. So now I'm gonna use Brandon's number. You said 9, right? So I'm gonna multiply this by 9. And 9 times 8, that's 72. Gives me 162. That's pretty close to 177 without going over, right? Plus, we can't go any higher. We can only use 9. That is the highest number we can use. So I'm gonna put my 9 here, and I'm gonna do my subtraction. What is 177 minus 162? Kaden. Not 10. What's 7? Yeah, there we go. So I have 15. So now I have to bring down my 6. And what do I know right away about a number that I'm not going to use? What number am I not using? What number, based off of the work I just did on the outside, what number am I not using, Logan? 9, because it's too big, right? But can I use 8?
Yes.
Because 8's really close to 9, and we're looking for a number that's pretty close. So let's do 8. All right, so 18, that's going to be 144. Okay? All right, someone raise your hand and tell me what is 156 minus 144. Let me get some new friends. New friends. Even if you didn't do this, guys, you should be writing this down now, right? So even if you didn't do this problem. All right, Gavin? 12. All right. Now, I have a question. The context of this problem is money. We have 12 left over, so we do have to figure it out. So you're going to add a decimal, and a 0. And I know we haven't really talked about dividing decimals yet. We're going to get into that, but this is a good prerequisite. I can't even say that word. I quit. Anyways, all right, so now we've used 9, we've used 8, and the number we're looking at is 120. So do we want to try 7, or do we want to drop a little bit lower? Because we know 5 is 90. What do you guys think? Lauren? 6? All right, so when you did 18 times 6, what did you get? Yeah. All right, so we're going to use 6 here, and I'm going to do 120 minus 108. And what do you notice about my work? What do you guys notice about that? What do y'all notice? Only 2 people notice? Dominic, what do you notice? Huh? Well, obviously, I hope so. I mean, you're right. You're right. Look at my numbers. Look at my numbers. Look, do you see anything that's Abby with the same number? So I know automatically that this is going to be a 6, and this is my answer. The truck driver paid, I think I just broke my pen. The truck driver paid $98.66 per tire. so that is the answer for the first question. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of thinking. Y'all are not bad at long division. Y'all get tired through the process of long division. Okay? Yes.
How'd you get 120 and 1 minus 22?
How did I what?
Get 120, 1 minus 22 at the very bottom.
At the very, I didn't finish it because I don't need to, because I know I'm just gonna keep putting a 6 up there and it's gonna be minus 108, and then it's gonna give me 12, and then I bring down the 0, it gives me 120. So it's just repeating. So I didn't finish it because, again, I didn't need to. And also, if we're dealing with money, how many place values to the right do I have to go? How many place values to the right when we deal with money do we go? So that's why I'm stopping. Okay, good question though. All right, let's go on to number 2. What? Guys, I did it with a calculator. I promise you it's right. I'll check it again, but I mean, 18, 16, 108. I mean, I appreciate you checking me because my math is wrong a lot, but I also use my calculator a lot to make sure I have it right. So, but please always question, be like, Miss Kenny, are you sure you did that right? I have no problem with you checking me on that. Okay, because that means that you're doing your work as well, and I appreciate that. Okay? All right, let's go on to number 2. It says Charlene bought a new car. Over the next 36 months, she must pay a total of $7,704 to the car dealership. If she pays the same amount each month, how much money will Charlene pay to the dealership monthly? All right, so what is important in that first sentence? Charlene bought a new car. Lauren? No, that's not the first sentence. What's important in the first sentence? Anything? Do we care that she bought a new car? No, there's nothing in that first sentence we need. Now, Lauren, what's important in the next sentence? Okay, so next 36 months. All right, what else is important in that question? Leah? So it's telling us what our total number is, okay? And then the last sentence, what's important? Guys, this is annotating. This is the easy part. I'm asking you to do no math. I just want you to tell me what's important to help us do the math. Logan, baby, I appreciate you today, but you got to stop raising your hand. You can't answer any more questions because they're all dependent on you to answer all the questions. Okay? It's not a bad thing. Kaden, this last one you can answer. So what's important in the next part?
The same amount each month, how much money will Charlotte pay dealership?
And then obviously we're trying to figure this out. All right, for the next problem, raise your hand and tell me what number goes under the division house. Kaden, put your hand down, babe. Josh.
7,704.
Okay, and then what number goes on the outside, Marley? 36. All right, so we go through this process again. Maddie, did you go to the bathroom? Landon, I think you were after Maddie, weren't you? Or did you already go to the bathroom? Who was after Maddie? Lauren, did you ask? Okay, go. I'm sorry, I forgot who was in order. Too many things to keep up with. All right, so what do I multiply 36 by to get 7? This is an easy answer. This is the easy one. What do we multiply 36 by to get 7? Landon, 0. All right. What am I going to multiply 36 by to get 77 without going over? Gavin, 2. Gavin, what is 36 times 2? 72. All right, when I do 77 minus 72, I get 5. What do I need to do now? Dominic,
Bring down the 0.
bring down my 0. All right, what do I multiply 36 by to get close to 50 without going over? Demaje, what do you think? What do we multiply 36 by to get really close to 50 without going over? Huh? Two? 3? Okay, well, if we multiply 36 by 2 and we got 72, is 72 bigger than 50 or smaller? It's bigger. So the only option we have left is what? Perfect. Good job. All right, so when we do our 15 minus 36, we get 14. What do we do next? Jordan. A little bit louder. Okay. And what do I multiply 36 by to get 144? That's a hint. Colton? Yes. All right, so the answer for this one is that she's going to pay $214 per month. All right, number 3. Actually, no, give me a thumbs up, sorry. I don't want to go too fast. Give me a thumbs up when you have this done. Zoe, are you sleeping again? Get up, go to the bathroom, put some water on your face, and come back, baby. You cannot be sleeping in this class. All right, look at number 3. Says, Connie has 4 dogs. She buys a 50-pound bag of dog food. If Connie splits the food evenly among the dogs, how much dog food will each dog receive? All right, what's important in that first sentence? Maddie? 4 dogs. All right, what's important in the next sentence? Allie, what's important in that next sentence? She buys a 50-pound bag of dog food. No, in the next sentence, she buys a 50-pound bag of dog food. Yep. And this is important because why, guys? What is 50 pound, like what is that telling us? What is it telling us? Kai, what is that telling us?
That,
Why am I calling on you? You have checked out, you are about to Mars right now. So I need you to come back to Earth in math class. So I boxed this 50-pound bag. What is that telling us? Why is that important? It's not the divisor, it's the dividend. So this is our total. All right, if Connie splits the food evenly among the dogs, what's important in that part? What's important in that part? Dominic? What'd you say? I didn't hear what you said. I didn't hear what you said. Okay, among the dogs, and then obviously we want to know how much will each dog get. All right, so we know 50 is going under our division house, and what number is going on the outside? I'm sorry that this is super boring to you guys, but the fact that we have to go through this, not my fault. Okay? What number goes on the outside? The more participation, the faster this goes. Camila. 4. Stop. What do I multiply 4 by to get 5? What do I multiply 4 by to get 5? Wyatt. So I do my subtraction. I do 5 minus 4, which gives me 1. I'm going to bring down my 0. What times 4 gets me really close to 10? And I apologize if this is blurry. I need new friends. Ravion. 2. All right. Now, I can't stop here, so I'm going to add, well, I can do 2 things. I can either write a fraction. Let's write a fraction. Stop talking. All right, so I have 12 and 2/4 for a piece of candy. Someone tell me what I need to do with my fraction. What do I need to do with my fraction? Kaden, how do I do that? So I'm dividing this by 2. So 12.5 pounds for each dog. All right, come get 2 pieces of candy. All right, that is your answer for number 3. All right, your homework tonight is 4, 5, and 6. So if you have finished this, you are fine. You are done. You have no homework. If you have not finished this, get to work. You have a few minutes before we're going to lunch. If you're done with this paper, you may read or you may work on your digital literacy, courses.